You're watching Less Than Epic's coverage of the Overwatch League. Enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, my name is Kinky and welcome to Stage 2 Week 1 Power Rankings for the Overwatch League. If you're unfamiliar with how these rankings work, the crew at LTE ranked all 12 teams and we've averaged our rankings to come up with our list. With the drastic changes to Mercy between stages, this has been one of the hardest lists to come up with to date. There are so many question marks we have across the board right now for teams like London and Boston. We also have new maps that are going to be in the fold in Stage 2. Players have been traded and new players have been signed. So what does all this mean for our rankings? Stay tuned and find out how we ranked all 12 teams. Starting off at number 12 again are the Shanghai Dragons. The whole crew at LTE strongly believe that this team is going to be much better in Stage 2 because of the gain in eligible talent that they have. Shanghai was almost playing with a handicap in Stage 1 because of the players that weren't eligible and the delay that some players had to move to California in preparation of Stage 1. Look for a much stronger performance from the Dragons in Stage 2. Holding fast at number 11 are the Florida Mayhem. Good news for any Florida fans out there, they finally signed more players. That's right, the Mayhem are no longer a six-man team. Florida looks like they're a team that will benefit a lot from the meta changes as they've looked lost at times with the current Mercy meta. Here's to hoping we have a more competent Florida team in Stage 2. At number 10 we have the San Francisco Shock. The Shock just seem to be missing a piece of the puzzle right now. If they don't want to end up at the bottom of the league by the end of Stage 2, they're very likely going to have to find that piece and find it fast. Starting off our single digits at number 9 are the LA Gladiators. These guys are the Blizzard local town favorites, but even now it's hard to find anyone rooting for them with their 4-6 record. Although, things could be worse for this squad. They start the stage off against the Shock and Fuel, both of which are very winnable games. And if they do win these games, it would be a very big confidence boost for the whole squad. Dallas Fuel at number 8, questionably the most to gain from the change in the meta. Dallas was expected to be a much stronger team than the 3-7 team they seem to be at the moment. With the beginning of Stage 2, they could potentially gain more traction than anyone. Keep an eye out for this team as Stage 2 progresses. Rolling in at number 7 are the Philadelphia Fusion. Philly has one of, if not the best DPS duos in Shadowburn and Carpe. When things are right with this team, they look unbeatable. But there are other days when it looks like Shanghai and Florida could defeat them. At number 6, we have the LA Valiant. The Valiant ended Stage 1 extremely well with a very respectable 7-3 record. So why do we have them so low? One word: Mercy. Like many of these teams, it's hard to find a place for them on this list with the meta changing so drastically. From the outside, this team is another that seems like it relies heavily on Mercy reses for all of their teamfight wins. After a few games, we will know if they're still worthy of their 7-3 record. Boston boasts one of the best dive comps in the league. The only reason they're at 5 and not higher is because of how aggressive their dives are. With the Mercy meta, it was much easier to make up for those mistakes with an overzealous Genji or Tracer. But now that the changes to Mercy are live, that puts all of that in jeopardy. If Boston can control themselves early in team fights, they might be headed for the top 3. The Seoul Dynasty take our number 4 spot, after a very closely fought battle for the top 3 spots of Stage 1. Seoul is an interesting pick heading into Stage 2. They seem to be a team that like to play out of the norm, much like Dallas. We will see if Seoul can pick up some of the momentum they lost in the later half of Stage 1, or if they'll continue to fall down our charts. Number 3, the Houston Outlaws. One could make the argument that Houston is the most adjusted team in the league. We're always hearing about how they change their practices and what they do to change in-game to adapt to what the enemies are doing. If they're true to their word, watching them with the new meta should be fun, to say the least. Coming in at number 2, we have the London Spitfire. After losing to both Houston and New York, you would have been hard-pressed to find anyone who thought that London would be able to come back and beat both of them and win the playoffs at the conclusion of Stage 1. London will be an interesting team to watch as we progress through Stage 2 with the changes to the meta. Very narrowly beating out London Spitfire, we have the new York Excel as the #1 rated team in the Overwatch League. They gave up a very disappointing reverse sweep to the London Spitfire to lose in the final game of the Stage 1 playoffs after beating London earlier that very same day. Look for New York to bounce back and have a killer Stage 2. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, make sure you come back next week for our power rankings of Stage 2 Week 2, and head over to our channel for more awesome Overwatch League content. As always, guys, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you like our coverage of the Overwatch League, let us know by liking and subscribing. And if you didn't, let us know why in the comments below. Maybe we can make it better. Thanks for watching, everyone.